Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Paris puts Hope on notice after catching her and Thomas together, and Poppy cries over Tom as Katie warns Bill today on the Bold and the Beautiful. Paris overhears Hope make a play for Thomas, Poppy flashes back to her love with Tom, and Katie warns Bill about Poppy. At Forrester, Hope tells her pater on the phone that he was a really good friend to Tom. Focus on that and not the rest, okay? She disconnects as Thomas comes by. She explains that the man who officiated her father's marriage failed last night. Supposedly, a medicine overdose. Thomas switches gears and says he didn't like how Steffi spoke to her the other day. She deserves a reason, though she's doubtful to get one. They chortle. Hope is more concerned about him than Steffi. She asks him to promise her he'll suppose long and hard before he rushes into this marriage. Hope phoned B&B at Bill's place. Poppy flashes to Bill telling her the news about Tom's death. She snoots. Bill appears and tells her she was inconceivable earlier. Poppy tells him he's always inconceivable and has truly changed her life and their son's life. Bill says he has to go to Forrester Creations. She asks if he has a meeting. Bill wants to talk to Katie. Poppy understands they've a lot to bandy now that Will has a new family, but she asks him not to be too long. They kiss. Bill walks to the den and Poppy mutters, "Katie," in the design office. Katie admires Paris' engagement ring and lets her know that it was quite a shock to hear she was engaged to Thomas. Paris knows what it's like to commit to someone who can't commit to you. She has no intention of walking that road again and was outspoken with Thomas about it. Katie asks if Thomas was outspoken with her about Hope. She was everything to him until she wasn't, and you were. There's no bone. Who's further shocked about this than Hope? Paris heard that Hope was veritably thrown over the engagement. Thomas has been open and honest about his relationship with her. Katie asks if she really believes he doesn't still have passions for Hope. Paris says yes, but it seems as if Hope isn't too convinced. In the main office, Hope tells Thomas she still loves him. He loves her too. Hope calls him out on rushing into this marriage. It doesn't make sense to her that he's handling to the balcony. Is he running toward Paris or running down from her? Hope isn't saying she's the only woman he could ever love, and Paris is awful, kind, and beautiful. But let's be real then, Thomas. It feels like you trying to copy-paste Paris into your life rather of me. They both know he was planning a future with the two of them and Douglas. I know that you wanted that. Thomas nods, yes, I did. But you didn't. Hope wasn't ready. That didn't mean that she wanted their relationship to end. I still love you, Thomas. And deep down I believe that you still love me too. Thomas Hope B&B at Bill's place. Poppy cries as she looks at the news report about Tom's death on her phone. She flashes back to their love amid the Jubilee days, when he'd sit and play guitar for her. She remembers him telling her she was his alleviation. Tom kisses her forepart and they embrace. Poppy tells him she'll no way forget what they participated. I'll carry a piece of me inside you ever. In Bill's living room, she sobs, I am so sorry, Tom. So sorry. At Forrester, Katie's surprised when Bill walks into the design office and asks if she ever slows down. He insists he's changed and is bite, but she's not buying it. Bill insists he's stopping to smell the roses now that he has this new son. Katie asks how his new family is going. Is Poppy everything you flash back her to be? She's curious how it feels to spend his days and night with someone who kept a huge and consequential secret from him all these times. Katie B&B Bill grunts, you don't hash words, do you? Katie wouldn't want to overreach. He tells her she no way could. You mean too important to me for that. She's one of the only people in his life that he fully trusts. Katie laughs that she's always honest with him and doesn't let him get down with anything. She recaps that he was her first true love, the man of her dreams. I grew up with you and we had an awful life. She thanks God for their awful son every day. Bill agrees he's the stylish of them both. Katie muses that Luna is the stylish of him and Poppy. She thinks she's awful and is smart, driven, and ambitious. She sees a lot of him in her. Bill would like Will and Luna to meet. Katie says, of course. She notes that moving Poppy into his house happened so presto. Bill asks if she thinks he should have barred her. Katie says, it's just all passing so presto. Bill is sorrowfully apprehensive of how transitory life is and how important time he missed out on with Luna and Poppy. He's been alone for a while now. It's not what I wanted. I wanted you, as my Katie. Katie Bill B&B. Katie asks Bill why he's talking like that. He asked Poppy to move by and seems to have passions for her. Bill shrugs, sure I do. She's given me a son. Katie gawps, she's also in love with you. Which is really hard for me. She feels like a busybody in her own home. She goes over and feels like she's not supposed to be there. That was their house. She has so numerous amazing recollections of that place, with us. Bill asks, what's this? What's really going on? Katie swipes at a gash. She hasn't wanted to admit how delicate this is for her, this situation with Luna and Poppy. I am sorry. I don't trust Poppy. There's just commodity about her that she can't put her cutlet on. Whatever it is, please be careful. Katie Bill B&B. At Bill's place, Poppy flashes to her final argument with Tom in which he said it was time for Luna to know the verity. She continues to cry. In the main office, Thomas isn't sure why Hope is bringing up all their passions from back also. Hope snarks that it wasn't all that long ago. She thinks he ran from her to Paris. She believes he was running from his passions and had to put her behind him so presto because he didn't want to deal with it. Paris listens outside the door as Thomas tells Hope, you didn't want to marry me, so I had to move on, Hope. I set up Paris and we were there for each other. Hope asks if that support is really a reason to rush into marriage. I haven't forgotten what it was like between us. She touches his casket. Have you? The passion. Thomas cradles her neck. Hope, you have to stop this. You made it clear we aren't going anywhere. It's over. Hope heartbreaks as he turns and walks out. Paris hides. Thomas Hope B&B. Hope sits down at the delineation office and wipes down gashes. Paris enters and shuts the door. Do I have to remind you that Thomas is my fiancé? You re out of line, Hope. She asks how she can impale her in the reverse like she just did. She and Thomas are engaged. Hope knows. Paris scoffs, and yet, you refuse to accept it. Hope says she and Thomas were in love. She still loves him and she believes he still loves her too. Paris shrugs that he'll always watch about her, but he's moved on and he's not going back. She had her chance and rejected him time and again. Thomas has too important tone respect to let her do that to him again. He's with me now, and I love him. We're going to be married, so don't you ever make a play for Thomas again.